like to talk you through some common toxins that we see animals coming in contact with, particularly in Florida. So one of the major things that we see is Sago Palm toxicity. Sago palms are really common in landscaping around here, and they're even common sometimes in houses as decorative plants. All parts of the plant are toxic, so the seed pods, the leaves, the bark, anything that they can eat is pretty toxic. Usually within 24 to 48 hours, animals who eat sago palm will go into severe, sometimes irreversible liver failure. The first signs that owners would notice is vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, anorexia, just signs of a sick animal, nothing terribly specific. But as the toxin continues and the liver becomes more and more damaged, you'll see black or bloody stools, jaundice or a yellow color to the skin and eyes, and sometimes they'll even start to have seizures. Unfortunately, there is no antidote for sago palm. The trick to treating it is to get them to vomit it up or to prevent them from eating it in the first place. Once they've eaten it, the best we can do is supportive care and time and hope that they'll pull through. But unfortunately, this is a pretty serious toxin, so your best just to have them avoid it in the first place. The next thing we see a lot around here is Bufo or cane toad toxicity. And this happens usually in dogs because dogs are most likely to pick up toads, although every once in a while a cat will come in contact with one too. And sometimes you never see your dog pick it up in their mouth. They just come in from outside and you might see that they're drooling excessively or really pawing at their mouth, seem really, really irritated. If you see that, you need to immediately rinse their mouth out and take them straight to an ER because the reaction to these toads can get very serious even if they only came in contact with them for a short period of time. They can very quickly, within a matter of minutes, progress to having difficulty breathing, having very serious seizures, and sometimes they can even pass away. Like I said, the best thing to do if you notice that your dog comes in drooling excessively or pawing at their mouth is to rinse their mouth out really thoroughly and then head to the closest emergency room so that they can get you the treatment that you need. The next toxin that's a little bit different than some of the others is grapes and raisins. And the reason that it's different is that no one really knows what it is about grapes and raisins that's toxic to dogs. The other thing that makes it difficult is there are some dogs who can eat a whole lot of raisins and not seem to have a lot of issues. And there's some dogs who have just a couple grapes or raisins and will go into very sudden kidney failure. And sometimes those dogs won't even make it. Most of the time when dogs get into grapes and raisins, it's because they either got on the counter and stole something they shouldn't, or some people even used to give these as treats because they didn't know that they were toxic. The trick, again, to grape and raisin toxicity is if you know that your dog got into it, to take them immediately to the emergency room. They will probably have your dog vomit because these tend to hang out in the stomach for a long time, so getting them out so that they don't absorb the toxin is the best bet. And then depending on what they're finding, they might recommend treatment for kidney disease depending on how severe the toxication was. Another very common problem, especially around here in the summer months, is rat bait. Those things get into your house and people want to get rid of them, but dogs will eat rat poison as well. The two most common types is there's anticoagulant rat poison, which I guess if you have to say there's a better one, it's the better one because there is an antidote to anticoagulant rat poison. It's vitamin K. So if your dog gets into rat bait, and we know, it's really important that we know what the type is. Because this other type, the picture here, bromethalin, is a lot more serious. It's a neurotoxin. It causes seizures, it causes difficulty breathing, tremors, and even can cause death. So we really need to know what type of rat poison your dog got into if that happens. And then we need to be seen by a vet immediately to either get them antidote or get them treatment if they've gotten into the one that contains bromethalin. So a toxin that's become more common in recent years is xylitol. And it's become more common because it's found in things that are sugar-free. So gums, mints, they're even starting to put it in some peanut butters, some dental things, toothpaste, mouthwash, stuff like that will contain xylitol. If you found your dog has gotten into your gum in particular, that's probably one of the most common things that they get into. You want to give us a call so that we can get them in and probably, again, have them vomit. Gum hangs around in the stomach a long time too, so lots of the time getting rid of it can help with this intoxication. But if they do absorb enough xylitol, it causes problems with blood sugar. So these guys will get very low blood sugar or become hypoglycemic, and that causes the same problem that it causes in people. They'll get wobbly, They can have seizures, they can pass out, all those same things that people do. At really high doses, xylitol can also cause liver failure. So especially if they get into a whole lot of gum or mints or whatever it may be, we want to make sure we get them seen quickly and get that out of them as much as we can. If they do come in contact with xylitol, treatment is usually fluids with sugar in them so that we can help maintain their blood sugar until that toxin is out of their system. If you have any other questions about toxins, there's a really great resource at the ASPCA. They have the pet poison line that you can call at any time. They're there 24/7. They're at the University of Illinois and they're staffed by veterinarians, so they have a lot of information and a lot of things to help you with. Sometimes if they get into a toxin that we don't even know a lot about, we give them a call and they help direct us with treatment. So if you ever have any concerns, this is a phone number I'd recommend you call and they'll help guide you to your next steps. I'd like to invite you to call Animal Oasis. We'd be happy to see any of your dogs and cats for a checkup or any other needs you might have. Our phone number is 239-431-7980.